And I'd like to thank Chairman Hastings, Ranking Member DeFazio, Chairman Issa, Ranking Member Cummings for bringing us together, and also to the witnesses for showing up today and giving us your input and your testimony. This hearing looks at a very narrow impact of the shutdown, but one that has directly impacted my district. I represent the 17th Congressional District of Pennsylvania, which has two shuttered national parks right now, the Steamtown National Historic Site and the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. During the month of October, these two parks combined to attract an average of nearly 14,000 people a day, adding over $400,000 to the local economy every single day. These parks are also important sites to visit for my constituents. Just the other day, a young girl from my district wrote me a letter begging me to open these parks to avoid ruining her birthday celebration. Everybody in this room knows that there is a simple solution to the problem here. The solution doesn't lie with the Park Service, which is following the law and doing its best with the terrible situation Congress has created. The solution has been and still is simply to pass the continuing resolution crafted in the Senate, refund the government with no strings attached, continue to work out our policy differences while we have an open and functioning federal government. I can honestly reply to this young girl who wrote to me that I and my party are doing everything in our power to reopen the national parks and our entire national government. I have voted 16 times to bring up the Senate clean continuing resolution, opening the government with no strings attached. I've gone on the floor and I've asked unanimous consent to bring up this clean CR, we call it. I've co-signed letters and discharge petitions to that effect. All of this has fallen on deaf ears, with the majority refusing even to allow a vote on a clean CR, opening our government with no strings attached. As of tomorrow, the government shutdown will be the second longest in our nation's history. And the impact of the shutdown goes well beyond the topic of today's hearing. Soon, federal funding for the WIC assistance program may not be sufficient to cover all benefits. Thousands of poor children are going to lose access to preschool programs. Low-wage federal employees, many of whom live paycheck to paycheck, continue to suffer without salaries, and some 71,000 federal employees in Pennsylvania alone have either been furloughed or have suffered a pay cut. The lapse in federal funding may also halt employment and training programs for people who rely on SNAP benefits to eat. The Housing Choice Voucher Program is running out of funds, meaning thousands of my constituents are facing possible eviction. Last year, SBA approved over 1,000 loan applications for small businesses in Pennsylvania every day, and these loans have completely stopped. Now, for companies in my district like TriVet Contracting Company, which connects disabled veteran-owned businesses, the shutdown has disallowed the purchase of SBA bonds, making it difficult to hire new employees and jeopardizes the business's contracts themselves. And of course, we've all heard about the threats to Social Security, veterans benefits, Head Start, military pay, and a myriad of other federal programs that people rely on. We have to reverse our course. We have to pass a clean CR, reopen the government with no strings attached. We have to reach a broader deal to undo the sequester and restore funding to many programs, including the Park Service. These goals are not out of reach. I urge the majority to act by passing a clean CR and a clean debt ceiling bill. The outrage displayed by the majority at this hearing is unreasonable, given that they caused this mess. I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to act together for the good of the country. And with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
I thank the gentleman